Hey everyone, Penguin here coming to you with a special interview today. Today I'm here with Robin Mihara. He was the third place runner-up in the 1990 Nintendo World Championships. For those of you that don't know, the Nintendo World Championships was a contest held by Nintendo back in 1990 all across the US to find the reigning champion. And there were 3 games that were involved with it: Super Mario Brothers, Tetris, and Rad Racer. And Tetris was the ultimate scoring portion of the Nintendo World Championships, and of course, to be a top player in it, you had to be good at Tetris, which I've seen firsthand. Robin here is very good at Tetris, very impressive.
Thank you.
And he's going to tell us a little bit about today about a documentary he's been working on called Ecstasy of Order, the Tetris Masters.
Yeah, well, I guess the story would begin a couple years ago now at the Portland Retro Expo. I was holding a small NWC contest, just 3 monitors, and telling people about the game and trying to kind of relive the excitement of what I did 20 years ago. And I ran into a film director named Adam Cornelius, who was a big Tetris fan, and was actually planning on making a film about who he thought was the greatest Tetris player in the world, Harry Hong. I informed him that he might not be necessarily correct, that there were a couple guys, Jonas Neubauer and my old nemesis Thor Ackerland, who had beat me in 1990, that had done things equal or greater to what Harry had accomplished. Harry just was the first person to officially submit the tape to Twin Galaxies, the world record holders. Anyway, Adam soaked it all up and thought about it over the night, and called me the next day and said, okay, well, how about we do a movie about finding the best Tetris player in the world, and we do it in the style of the NWC and project it on a big screen. And you be my star, and let's make it a feature-length documentary and do it for real. And I was an ex-film school student and thought that would be fantastic, so I said yes and drove over to his house that night, and we got started talking about it. A couple months later, we had hired Vince Clemente from UncleTusk.com, and grabbed Dan Billups as a director of photography, and Daniel Rodriguez as our sound guy, and started writing out a treatment for it, and got some funding from Nintendo Age, Dane Anderson and Nathan Graybill being the executive producers, and we just started planning. We ended up choosing Los Angeles for the venue in a science fiction movie theater, and over the year following, I found all the greatest Tetris players in the world and invited them, and they were all willing and excited to come be a part of the experience, and we crowned a champion last August. It was a big success. Blue Planet ended up sponsoring it, and since then, we've just been in the editing room. It's been 8-9 months or something. We finally finished it, and we've started showing it to people. It sounds like that people are enjoying it. And we've just made our first submission to a film festival, and we're going to start that whole process. Usually lasts about 3 months. And so right now it's a pretty exciting time because the post-production work is over, and the festival part of it is just beginning.
Awesome. Well, I bet you're very excited about it, as you've had to, you were in the original Nintendo World Championships competition, and now you're going to kind of take this new competition under your wing, and you can really relate to it as being a Tetris master yourself.
Yeah, it has been really exciting. It's a little bit frustrating not to be able to play, because the true excitement is being on stage and having that pressure and trying to do it on your own. But it's nearly as good seeing other people doing it, especially a lot of them it was their first time on stage with you play a game for 20 years in your basement and then one day you're playing it for everything. I think that's something that really leaves a mark in your life.
Yeah, brings a whole new aspect to the playing field.
It does, yes. And You know, I think it's the perfect game for it because it's estimated that 2 out of 3 Americans have played Tetris, so everyone can relate to it, and everyone knows someone who thinks they're the best. But we actually found the best. It's a little bit odd that no one has crowned a champion in 20 plus years of this game existing. But I'm glad we did it, and now it's just kind of wait and see if America likes it.
Well, I'm sure they will. I know America loved the recent documentary a couple years ago, The King of Kong, and from what I've heard, this documentary is kind of along the lines of that. It sounds very exciting. As you said, Tetris is very common. People know about it, and as you said, 2 out of 3 people have played it. So I think a lot of people will be able to relate to that a little bit more.
Yeah, I hope so. For those of you who haven't played it, everyone can learn it. You know, from the ages of 3 to 100. It's easy to pick up. It's impossible to master, and it's somewhat addicting. And it is the only game, I believe, that has been proven to actually improve brain function with practice.
Right, there we go.
Yeah. I mean, I can speak firsthand. I know I played Tetris a lot when I was a kid. You get this feeling when you're playing it for a while. You get, I guess I used to call it like the Tetris zone, where you start just kind of moving the pieces automatically. A lot of times you don't even have to think about it.
Right, yeah. It actually turns out the absolute best players in the world, that's when they play their best, is when they're not thinking, when they're humming to themselves or zoning out in some way that it's almost that their subconscious takes over. I think top athletes also talk about the zone. It's something the same.
Very cool. Well, Robin, I wanted to thank you for taking the time to talk to me a little bit today, and I'm looking forward to seeing the new documentary in the future. Good luck at the film festivals, and I wish you the best of luck at everything.
Thanks. And it was great meeting you too. I've known about you for a couple of years, and it's nice to finally meet you.
Thank you. And just wanted to say this was live at the Nintendo Age Campout 2011. We had a really great time this week, and we were privileged to be able to meet Robin here, and I know he's had a great time with us, and I've had a great time spending and sharing some stories with him as well. So I will see you guys all later. Thank you very much.